Hello there. Look at you all nice and cuddled up, ready for a good night's rest. And don't you deserve it? We're coming to the end of another busy year, eventful, hopefully good. And if not, let's hope for the best year next year for you. Shall I tuck you in? Last one before the year end. How about that? Okay. And I'll read to you as well. Alright. I'll sit with you until you fall asleep. As always. What have you been doing today? Oh. I see. How do you feel now? Have you checked in with yourself this evening? Notice how your body feels. Think of everything that happened today. Are you still holding it in your nervous system? Now's the time to just breathe it all out. Be grateful for all of the good moments. And some of perhaps the not so good ones, because they're all there for something, aren't they? What did you learn? Process it all and then let it go. That's good. It's time to let it go now. Ready for sleep. And your legs are nicely covered up in your soft blanket. You're already nicely tucked in. Are you comfy? Good. Some light massage on those legs. Calm you down. Calm you down. That's it. gently press the sides of your pillow. And how's the back of your neck? A little hot. Just lift up your head a little. I can just move the hair out of the way. That's good. What can you smell? There's some nice scent by your bed. I popped it there earlier. To show you, it's a reed diffuser. It's got some essential oils in it. Do you like the glass? Isn't it pretty? Lovely earthy tone. It's a misted brown bottle. And the opening at the top isn't too large, so the fragrance doesn't evaporate too quick, and the reeds soak it up nicely. It's quite a delicate scent. I added some essential oils to it. I've got some lovely blends, and maybe you can tell which one it is. Shall I show you the blends that I've got? And you can smell them and tell me which one this is. Do you like these black reeds? Quite nice, aren't they? Makes a change from the plain ones. One, two, three, four, 7 reeds, and they're quite thick. When you want to freshen up the scent, just do this. Just do that. And then you can immediately smell the scent a little stronger. These are the blends. Another earthy colour. Perfect for the season. Warm. There's some bronze print on there. So I'm going to open the bottles and you can tell me which scent is in the diffuser. Good idea? Scent is a good way to clear the mind. Keep yourself busy with something else to clear the thoughts. And the nice sound. This one is called Tranquility. And these are misted bottles too, the same colour. Tranquility. Smell that. Does it smell tranquil? Calming. Oh yeah, definitely. That's really nice. I think it has some lavender in it. Some woody scents. Just pop it back in the box. And then this one. Peaceful slumber. I think you might like this one. Perfect for falling asleep into a peaceful slumber. Ready? There, like it. It's different, isn't it? It has a little spice in there. Did you smell that? Lovely. They're quite complex blends. Peaceful slumber. Box. And this one is called Goodnight. What do you think? Oh, nice. Have you noticed the diffuser blend yet? And the last one is called Dream State, a restful diffuser blend. What do you think? Okay. Which is your favourite? Tranquility, peaceful slumber, good night, or dream state? It says dream state is a restful blend. Good night is a grounding blend. And peaceful slumber is a sound asleep blend. And tranquility good night's sleep. Which one is the diffuser blend? Oh, that's right. You're very good. It was peaceful slumber. Peaceful slumber has got marjoram and myrtle, lavender, bitter orange, and petitgrain, and Roman chamomile. The Goodnight has frankincense in it, sandalwood, vetiver. Oh, I love vetiver. Lovely, lovely, lovely scent. Very grounding and earthy. So, before I read to you, I was going to pop some balm and oils on your face. Would you like that? This one in particular is very nice for before bed. It's rose and frankincense. There's some oil to go with it. This is the rose and frankincense facial oil. It's a little bottle. I've also got some hyaluronic acid because the air outside is quite drying and it's nice to just press on a little bit of the hyaluronic acid serum before applying your other skincare. And if I put this on now, it can be working its magic overnight for you. Good idea? Okay. Let's see. Just a little. My hands are clean for you. So. Just press it around your face. Screw the lid back on. And next, some of the oil, and again, just press it on and don't rub because the hyaluronic acid is still sinking, soaking into your skin. gentle in my hands, and again press, 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 press. And this one is the balm. It says on the top that it's a face cream, but it's more like a balm. It's really lovely. See? Lovely colour. And just push my nail into it like this. Just dissolves in the skin. Take a little more. I like to make sure it's nice and warm for you. So again, press to the skin. Press the skin. Under the chin, the neck. Good. Then up underneath the ears. Like that. Forward. Lovely. I love these lids. So nice. Delicate sound. So now you're all ready, freshly pampered frankincense, rose, and a beautiful essential oil blend all in the air. You look nice and relaxed, and I'm going to read to you. I picked up this book, and it was given to me maybe around 10 years ago, something like that, a long time ago, and by a lady named Katie, and it's called Small Pleasures to Save Your Life by Maeve Horan. And it's a sweet little book with some lovely excerpts. Even my ring is earthy coloured tonight. This is tiger's eye. It's a beautiful colour, isn't it? Nice big ring. This one is a milky quartz or a misty quartz. Lovely. And this book is a light blue, sky blue. So we can dream of sunny days, clear skies, gentle breeze on our face. That's nice. Gentle sound. Good bread, warm towels, crisp mornings, girls' night out, eating the froth and the cappuccino. These are the ordinary pleasures that make life worth living. Yet sometimes other things in our lives can be so overwhelming that we forget the healing power of these simple pleasures. And I thought about that just this morning, because that feeling when you get into bed at night, when you're tired and you're ready for bed, and you suddenly lay down and feel sink into the bed, you get that lovely feeling that you've arrived and now you can rest. Simple pleasures. Getting into the bath, feeling fresh on a morning walk, cool air on your skin. The first sip of a drink in the morning. Focus on the simple pleasures of your day tomorrow. Okay. So now you can fall asleep, and I'll just read quietly to you. Okay. And I'll just keep a watch over you until you're in a deep, deep sleep. Alright. speak very quietly so you can nod off. Every time we go on a country walk, I bore my children with, "Listen, can you hear that?" The teenagers roll their eyes and say, "We know it's another skylark." So far they don't seem to appreciate the sheer joyousness, so clear. To Shelley, in this famous poem to a skylark, where he recreates the sound through the interplay between the trochaic trimester and a sweeping hexameter, and singing, "Still dost soar, and soaring ever singest." They are left by the familiar notes of Vaughan Williams's much-loved Lark Ascending for now. I'm convinced that later on, birdsong will mean as much to them as it does to me. One day, like people throughout the centuries, they will thrill at the sound of the first cuckoo, that joyous herald of spring, or even the humble coo, coo, coo of the wood pigeon. They'll feel happy to be alive if they catch the call of a curlew, or the glorious musical outpourings of the blackbird or the nightingale, and they'll bore their own children, who will one day, in turn, bore theirs. The simple pleasures of listening to birdsong, and the simple pleasure of eating outside. Why is it that eating outside is such a huge pleasure? Often we will queue for hours for an outdoor table in a cafe or restaurant, even though that table happens to be beside a noisy road right in the middle of a city. There seems to be a huge human instinct to get into the great outdoors whenever remotely possible. Perhaps it's partly climate change, but the culture of the barbecue and the pavement cafe has spread everywhere. Certain outdoor eating and drinking experiences are especially memorable. Breakfast of patisseries and café au lait in Paris, Bellinis in St. Mark's Square in Venice, scones and cream in an English tea garden, yogurt and honey in a beachside Greek cafe. But the truth is, any meal tastes nicer when eaten under a wide blue sky. A crisp apple. The simple pleasure of a crisp apple. Apples are so wonderfully designed, absolutely portable. You don't even have to unzip them as you do bananas, and when they're good, they're perfect. A ripe peach so juicy it runs down your chin, or a firm but sweet, sharp raspberry is pretty divine. But there's still nothing quite like the sharp, tangy deliciousness of a perfect seasonal apple. Perhaps it's the fact that so many apples, especially imported ones, can disappoint, that makes finding the one that doesn't even more thrilling. Everyone has their personal favourite, from yellow and crunchy Golden Delicious to green and crunchy Granny Smith. My son adores Pink Lady, but for me there's only one fabulous queen of all apples. That's sharp but sweet Cox's Orange Pippin, picked just when it ought to be, in early autumn. Eve, I forgive you, I'd have eaten the apple too. decluttering. Every woman's magazine or self-help guide assures us that decluttering is the key to life. An uncluttered living space leads like a white dove released into a clear blue sky, to a free pressed spirit and untrammeled thinking. At least that's what they tell us. Charity shops will explain that there are seasons for decluttering, depending on the weather and on sudden impulses to turn out wardrobes and decide if we can possibly get away with wearing our favourite baggy trousers for another year. Not surprisingly, spring is #1 season for decluttering. We also live in a society where minimalism is currently all the rage. In Victorian times, the more possessions you could cram into a room, the more admired it would be. Aspidistras, knickknacks, souvenirs, fans, pianos. Now it's the opposite. Glossy magazines are full of Japanese-inspired emptiness. Each possession must be selected with care, and woe betide you if it's the wrong shade for the decor. And paintings are chosen less for their challenging content than for whether they match the curtains. Of course, there's a lot of satisfaction in transforming your home from an eclectic mishmash to a harmonious, neutral-tinted whole, and we all feel a soaring sense of satisfaction at taking 8 black bin bags to the charity shop. At least our mistakes might be another person's good fortune, but in my view, it can all go too far. Fortunately, real life invariably intrudes. Carpets are walked on by boys in muddy trainers, sofas are sat on, cushions are crumpled, homework spreads itself like a creeper across stylish oak dining tables, which is how it should be, and explains the next small pleasure on the list, which is recluttering. Opening your mail, Granny's tips, talking to shopkeepers. Part of the reason we all get so depressed nowadays, even though we're materially better off than ever before, is isolation from families, neighbours and communities. One of the simplest and most life-enhancing ways to re-establish contact with your surroundings is to talk to people who work in shops. Recently, when I decided to do this, I discovered that my greengrocer, whom I'd bought my leeks from for years, was a Greek Cypriot who supported Spurs Football Club, that the local florist had been set up in business by his mum, and that the wine shop and cafe bakery were run by French people. There was a thriving Parisian community in the area. The wine shop manager told me, and it was well known in Paris as a nice place to live. I was amazed that all this could have been going on without me even noticing. And ever since then, I've made a point of talking to all the shopkeepers nearby, and shopping has become a much more enjoyable, even adventurous experience. And it's also made me feel much more a part